Hey there everybody, it's Alex here from RPG Site and welcome to our Best of 2017 awards. We're doing things a little bit differently here this year, no categories or anything like that. Instead, we just made an enormous list of all of our favourite RPGs and RPG-like games of the year. So that of course includes some non-RPGs that we think RPG fans will enjoy. We then debated to get that big long list down to our top 5 games of the year. If you want to hear more about our decision-making process or hear the debates in full, they're both available in text form and in podcast form on rpgsite.net. But here, we're going to present, in no particular order, our top 5 games of the year. As I say, there is no order apart from the final game, which the final game is our ultimate best game of 2017 for RPG fans. So, here's the winners.
We've all been waiting a long while for Persona 5, and Atlus finally delivered it in spades. Persona 5 is a wonderful culmination of what makes the Persona series so special. It may have a similar foundation to its predecessor, but it's ambitious in all the right ways. Persona 5's bold narrative and extremely slick UI elevates its presentation to the next level. Very few JRPGs can boast the amount of style it offers. Most importantly, Persona 5 feels amazing to play. An all-new cast allows curious newcomers to hop into the fray, refinements to its battle system make combat even more engaging, and the shift in sound direction from recent entries is absolutely stunning. Despite several shortcomings, the Phantom Thieves have definitely stolen our hearts with Persona 5.
While The Legend of Zelda is more action-adventure than RPG, Breath of the Wild is arguably the most RPG-like entry in the series to date, something that perhaps explains its high placement in both our RPG Site staff ranking and the readers' end-of-year voting poll that you guys voted on. The addition of a greater sense of freedom and ideas clearly poached from the likes of the Elder Scrolls work out perfectly. Not only is it the most RPG-like in the series, it's also arguably one of the best outings that Link has ever had. Breath of the Wild is at its most magical when it simply unfolds in front of you, when systems interact in unexpected ways to create unforgettable emergent moments. Sublime design of both world and mechanics blend to make discovery a constant in the game, be that discovering new hidden nooks of Hyrule, or new ways to take down enemies or solve puzzles. It's not just one of the best of 2017, it's one of the best games ever.
While Divinity Original Sin 2 may not be as much of a surprise hit as Original Sin was in 2014, it does take what was established so well in the first game, such as free-form gameplay, innovative turn-based combat, and inventive storytelling, and smartly refines each aspect even further. For instance, crafting is tweaked into a new recipe-based system, so it doesn't have to pull from the rest of your stats, and combat is elevated with a new armor mechanic, which emphasizes build variety and allows for greater encounter diversity. Non-linear quest design returns with strong writing and a more grounded story in general, resulting in a game that provides a never-ending draw to finish one more quest or explore just one more location. Divinity Original Sin 2 will relentlessly test every player's creativity and keeps giving reasons to continue playing and never lets go.
While serving as a prequel to an already expansive series, Yakuza 0 works not only as a gateway to the franchise but also to unique subcultures within Japan. With a highly cinematic and compelling story that uses the vibrant backdrop of the 1980s to its advantage, the narrative twists of Yakuza 0 make it one of the best experiences of this year. The use of 2 playable protagonists allows for varied combat styles and narratives to play out individually. Couple that with the absurdist sub-stories and a variety of minigames, Yakuza 0 provides the player with a fair amount of content to preoccupy themselves with when stepping away from the story, that also provide background and cultural context to both the cities and characters themselves.
Every year, it's a challenge to narrow down a list of Game of the Year contenders to just one, and 2017 proved to be the fiercest competition yet. This year was teeming with incredible releases, with several of them likely to go down in the history books as bona fide classics. However, despite the exceedingly high quality of titles that came out in 2017, none of them quite enraptured us in the same way that Nier Automata did. What really sets Nier Automata apart from its peers is how beautifully written it is and how it takes advantage of its medium. Many of us at RPG Site fell in love with the game's downtrodden combat android characters, who managed to feel deeply human and say so much about humanity. Nier Automata is a game that beautifully explores not what makes machines human, but rather what makes humans human, offering a plethora of answers that leave you thinking about the world and even yourself long after you witness the game's final ending. Nier Automata is also one of those rare games that utilizes storytelling methods unique to the medium to tell its narrative, as its story is one that would not be as effective if told through any other format. It is a spectacle to watch and play as it gracefully moves between different gameplay styles, almost as if it were celebrating the different eras of gaming that came before it. Now, going forward, it will be celebrated as a game that is bold in its unforgettable storytelling, characters, and themes, remarkable in its unique art direction and phenomenal soundtrack, and thrilling in its action-packed combat system. Nier Automata is emotional, thought-provoking, daring, exciting, and ultimately, our Game of the Year.